just a hunch on Adrian Clem. It may also be, number one, he's not afraid to play the best player, even if he has no experience. And number two, maybe if it's close, he likes to side with that younger player because he can mold him. He's a blank slate, and maybe he doesn't like some bad habits that other guys have based on other coaches. And he can, I don't know, just taking a shot there.
It's good.
I totally agree, Mark. And I think this group has no loyalty to these older guys. And I think that the Mario Cristobal group really did have loyalty to these guys. They were set up in a position where they wanted to have their senior leadership on that front line. They wanted to have that solidified. They didn't want to move a bunch of guys in and out. They would rather switch their guard and tackle than bring some guy off the bench. I mean, look at Marcus Harper. He's sitting there and he's how many games has he even played? How many snaps has he even played? He's been calling signals for 3 years now. And so it's like, you have a chance to have an opportunity for some of these guys. These guys want to play. And this could be a big year, especially with the level of recruiting. These guys are recruiting at a level, Mike, we've talked about this in the past, where when the recruiting gets up to a point where your freshmen are coming in ready to play, ready to compete. That didn't happen 20 years ago. That was an absolute outlier. Now, you bring in a 4 or 5-star kid, that kid can be ready to go on day one.
Yeah, there was a lot of, I said it a million times over, there was a lot of, it felt, if there was a toss-up, they were going with whoever had the most experience. Or even if maybe the younger guy looked a little better, but it was close, they would go with the guy with more experience. And there was a big lean, at least from my perspective, it seemed like there was a big lean towards people who had played more years or had been in the program or who were just older in general. But now maybe there's not that innate sense to just lean with the older guys, the vets, I guess you would call them.
And there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, history says the offensive line is your most, seasoned group. You need the biggest, strongest, oldest guys there. I mean, freshmen usually don't compete on day one for the first group. But if you're bringing in a guy like Connerly, who, again, his tape in high school was out of control. And, you look at him, he looks the part in the uniform. We always say it as coaches, who looks good in the uniform, guy, he looks great in the uniform. So, I mean, it feels like he's going to be a guy to get an opportunity. Plus, you're a brand new coaching staff. Give the kid the chance. I mean, see what he can do. He might completely flourish.